What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Patty Parade, and I don't know if y'all remember what our silver looked like 2 weeks ago when we had farmed all those events and tournaments and hadn't been touching our money at all. Yeah, those times are behind us now. Your boys upgraded like 3 or 4 people recently that I use pretty regularly in a couple places, and each of those people I spent about 2 to 4 million on a piece. So that and some other stuff that I've done also for like chasing a challenge recently to move to the next tier of the artifact stuff. I spent about another 2 million. Ended up gearing out some faction war people to do those. So yeah, not making great decisions over here. Not financially speaking, at least. Otherwise, I think we're okay. So we're in dire need of money, and we keep running into this problem where every time we're running some stuff through campaign, we tend to be picking a lot of gear out of our inventory, or not inventory, out of our mailbox. So I think it's time to do a little pruning. We're here today to use our little buddy we made last week, our Substat gear chart, to see if it's a good system. We're gonna go through and clean up my gear and just kind of try and use that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link in the description for this up on, I think I've got it on Imager and also Reddit. You can pop that up and look at it for a reference and everything like that if you'd like. I'm going to have a version of it open up on my computer, so I don't have to keep that there and make it super obnoxious. But when we want to look at a piece of gear and everything, I might pop it up here and there, depending on how quickly we're able to go through all this. Alright, so let me go ahead and get myself set up. Alright, let's go ahead and see how we're looking here. Alright, so right away we know that's a 1.5. I wouldn't really keep that, but I don't have any other 5 stars. So in instances like this where there's not a whole lot of that gear, we're going to kind of skip through it. Where I'm at, the way that you have to use this chart in terms of the star level of the gear you're looking at initially, you have to kind of base it off of where your upgrades are coming from right now and where they're realistic. If you have mostly 4-star gear, you can't be like, oh, I'm only going to use this with 6-star, pieces, so, you want to use this system against, things that would be in the 4 to 5-star bracket, if that's where you're at. So, personally, unless I get a 4-star that has all the highest rolls on it that it could have possibly gotten from the get-go, and then perfectly rolls into the stats I want after that, we're not using 4 stars anymore. So I know I'm not going to be using this to evaluate any 4 stars, and we'll kind of quickly send those to artifact heaven. You know what I mean? They're going to meet their buddies. Let's go ahead and put sell on. And we're just going to sell this white gear because we need to take up less space. We've been a little stringent, or not as stringent with things lately. Okay. That's a 2-star piece of gear. We're saving that for sure. Plus it's 6 stars, so that's a potential big upgrade. Don't have a lot of those, so we're going to just hang on to that. And the substats on that are decent enough and everything. The crit damage is a 1-star. Defense and accuracy should both be half stars. Yeah, so I mean that's 2-star piece of gear. I'm okay with that. As if you are a much more advanced player than I am personally, and you're in endgame, you would only want 3-star or better gear. Or I'm still working on a way to adjust it and have it be a sliding scale. And I'm trying to work on the calculator stuff. That's a little bit more adventurous though. I've got a couple of tabs that I'm working on. So if you're stat balancing for this, you want to use this tab. If you're stat balancing for that, you want this tab. So that's a work in progress. I want to simplify that and not have it be a 6-tab monster and everything. So we'll see what happens with all that. Again, this is a 6-star piece. I wouldn't be super wowed about that. But because it's 6-star, we definitely keeping you. That we can let go. That's only a 1-star piece. I've got enough of those that I can sell that white and not feel bad about it. How did you even get in here? Saving the crit rate, saving the crit rate, save the crit damage, though it's really, really low chance that I'm ever going to use that, but you know, we'll just hang on to that for funsies. The not a great accuracy is not super used as on the chess piece. Though on a pinch on certain characters, you know, it can really, really help. But you don't want to use that as a rule. And we're not keeping a 3-star piece of gear. We're too late in the game for that. Alright, sell the flat defense. Alright. All of these should be... That's 1.5. I could potentially let that go if I had 2 or 3 more of those that were good. And that's also not super great. It's okay. It's better. That's better. But still not super amazing. We'll go ahead and let these 2 go. If we really need more of this gear, we can go back and try and get it. Wait, was there speed on that one? Oh, wait, never mind. We'll keep the speed one and see if that rolls. Yeah, we can let that go. And we'll let the white go. Really don't get too many of these, so this is all pretty old stuff. Let's actually skip down to some gear that I actually get from farming stuff and everything. Do a little bit of dragon, so there might be some goodies in here. That's not a bad piece. This is this one right here is an actual like 2-star piece for blue. That's still kind of technically 1.5, but if that rolled in a crit rate, that would be a then piece of gear worth keeping. So there's also how things upgrade is going to eventually start factoring into the substat chart. Right now, it's just kind of how you initially look at it before you start doing upgrades. I do want to figure out an upgrade portion for the chart and start working on that and everything. That's kind of what I was getting into with like the balanced and weighted stats tabs, but if I can figure out a way to use like, you know, a drop down menu in Excel and then have that go off of different formulas based on which drop down you're in, I might be able to do it, but I don't have a lot of experience with that, so I'm still playing with it. Oh yeah, we're keeping that bad boy. Oh, we'll let one of the whites go. And that's alright. Okay, I was starting to wonder, like, why do I have so little space and not that much gear so far? Alright, if that goes crit rate, that'll be decent enough, but if that doesn't go crit rate, that's a rip. Or at least not anywhere near as good. The second roll would have to go into crit rate for that to be okay. That one has some chance. Set pieces matter too because this is speed set, and these pieces so far none of these pieces have had speed on them. Not a great look either. You definitely want to be looking out for the prioritize stats for certain set pieces and everything. Some sets really need accuracy. Obviously, if you're equipping speeds sets, you need speed on your people. You know, so on and so forth. So you want complementary substats for the sets that you're looking at as well. We'll let that go just to say that we sold something here. And we can let the white 6-star helmet go. I'm not even sure why you're here, bud. I probably got you out of Nightmare. Really not in love with any of those, but I don't have a whole lot of them, and this is a set that I use somewhat frequently. I'll save that just for funskies. Oh, finally a couple of speed on them. Yeah, this set's a little tough to be too picky. Alright, there's at least speed on that one. No speed, but solid substats. Still only comes out to a 2.5 Or no, I guess that would be 3.5 because, or no, it's gloves HP percent, so that doesn't get a star. If it was chest, it would get a star. So gloves, you only really use HP percent on here and there champions. Most people gonna need that crit rate. A lot of crit rate is important in this game. That's actually a really good piece too. That's beautiful. So if I ever get some really nasty support 5 stars that have any HP scaling for themselves, that'll be fun. Yeah, that's not really a piece worth keeping. Do I have any other attack ones though before I... Is that literally my only... No, we had one up here. Okay, so yeah, we'll let you go, bud. Sorry about your luck. Neither of these really complement defense, though there are some defense-based champions that do oodles amount of damage. So you could potentially want crit rate as a substat on a defense main stat piece. But that's not a wonderful piece of gear, but we'll hang on to it just because we ain't got a lot of other options. Oof. I was about to say the whites should be an easy sell. Oh, but they're crit rate and crit damage. Okay, I guess they get to live. Alright, these are more just broken sets most of the time, so these I'm not going to have any trouble selling. Like, that's not a good piece. I shouldn't use that on anything. That's not got anything really relevant on it. It's 6 star. It'll be expensive to upgrade. That's a trap. That's a trap. We're letting that boy go. Again, no amazing substats on that. I'm alright with letting that go. Because again, we're really trying to open up space here. So, could I be more lenient right now? Of course. Accuracy, I'm starting to need more and more. So, I'm going to hang on to that. That's 4 star. If that was accuracy and 2 good substats, I might keep that. But that's going bye-bye-bye-bye. And that's also pretty garbo, but we'll keep it just because there's not a whole lot of shields here. Alright. Well, I can see why I've skipped you a few times. That rolls twice into crit damage, that'll be potentially good, but if I was being super picky, I probably wouldn't keep that. I could see that being good for a defense-based champion and everything. I've got a few of those that I kind of want to throw on lifesteal and see how they do. That rolls twice into crit rate, that'll be good, but crit damage is a little bit useless when that already rolled so low. Get 2 rolls into that and it'll only be like plus 11. Go home. Go home. Alright. If it goes into crit rate, that might be okay, though you don't really want attack percentage in that slot. Apparently. Alright, I'll let that pair go. That is the weaker of the ones we've seen. Okay, I'll leave crit damage faux show. Faux show. We're not crazy people. Alright, we'll leave crit rate and we'll get rid of the HP percent. And we'll let you go too, bud. Sorry. HP, attack percentage, HP, flat defense. Okay. So one thing, we can pretend that we got something done there. Yeah, again, lifesteal is one of those sets that gets used so frequently. Let's go ahead and sell what we have so far. Used so frequently that I don't want to throw those out the window when they get put on a lot of stuff. Alright. So this is mostly a broken set. I don't really use these for anything else. Ooh. Unfortunately, those are both relatively low rolls. Those are good rolls. That might be a really nice piece. I'm I'm not in love with these. Both of these are instances where it's a 1.5-star piece, but depending on what the first roll it goes into, it could potentially be a 2-star piece of gear, and go up from there. I would save a piece of gear like this for my +4 run-throughs. If you haven't seen any of my other artifact guides, I usually suggest doing your gear upgrades in several parts. First part, go through and do what we're doing right now and doing the pruning edition. Next step is to go through and +4 everything that you basically saved. See how things roll. If they don't go into the optimal one, potentially don't sell them. If them rolling incorrectly on +4 means it's pretty much a rip piece, then you want to go ahead and sell those before you stupidly spend more silver on them than you want to. So that's kind of the process that I go through. I might try to put together another one on actually doing the upgrades and how I would chart them from there. But that's probably not going to be in the next day or two, because I want to make kind of a new graphic to go along with the old one for the upgrade portion. So keep an eye out for that later this week. We're not going to get to that too quickly. It's just something on the horizons. All right, y'all. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up before it gets too much later. If you're still here with me, I'd really appreciate it if you go and hit that subscribe button down there. We're really close to getting 100 subscribers so we can get our custom URL. That's going to be big. Daddy going to be so happy. But I really appreciate y'all coming through and everything. If you have any suggestions or anything like that for the chart, definitely drop them below. I appreciate all the feedback I get from you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Deuces.